this Friday morning. We are doing our first live show. We're at Texas Land and Cattle in Fairview, and love having our live audience with us this morning. I want to take you all back to our studio with us and have you every morning because you give us like this.
I know the energy of them is really good today. They brought it.
Fun?
Yes. Did y'all drink before you came?
They can come see us in the studio if they want.
You can,
You can come see us in the studio,
Yeah,
too.
so please.
We always love
Yeah, we love it when you come into the studio and you'll sit on these fabulous benches,
Comfortable.
grandstand seats with no cushions. So
I thought it was interesting this morning, you know, when we showed up and Susie was talking about all the beautiful women in the audience, and you made some interesting observations just
about how
women.
amazing women are, and I think men are amazing too, but it's a different kind of thing. Women will show up, suit up, make up, and come to anything. Anything. It
It's
doesn't
like
matter
a sisterhood,
what
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really true. It's really true. If you think about it, like, I've stood in more lines at, like, sample sales that have started at 6 a.m. Like, my mom, she was, like, the queen garage sailor, and they would have, like, a map on Saturday mornings with my grandmother, and they'd go to this garage sale and then this garage sale, like, and they're legit. And I think it shows on, like, Black Friday and for, like, when Neiman says their big samples. I mean,
But
women
these are
really will
shopping
rally and
things.
do anything.
Not only that, but they will show up and camp all night for days to
That's
get their
right.
kids in school.
Yes.
That's exactly
I've been
right.
that crazy girl.
And
I've
I think they come because they're afraid they're going to miss something.
We have FOMO. We have fear of missing out.
I don't.
I think it's different. I think we show up. I think we show up for each other because it is like a sisterhood. And I was like smiled this morning because Courtney and I drove in together.
Because I stayed the night at her house.
She did. She spent the night so that we could come in together. And we stopped at
Did
Starbucks.
you all sleep with Fancy?
No, we
we made
kicked
Scott
my
sleep with
fiancé out of the
Fancy.
bed, and I slept in their king-size bed, and he slept on the couch with Fancy.
gosh.
Poor Scott. He was, well, he ends up on the
is
couch because he
sick.
snores, and so it was all good. So he and Fancy snored together on the couch. But anyway, we stopped at Starbucks, and there was this girl sitting at a table, and she just looked like she wasn't having a good morning. And she got up to leave, and her purse knocked over her coffee, and it spilled all over the floor. And you could tell that it was that she was trying
about
to hold
start
back
crying.
That
tears.
was the straw that would break the camel's
And
back.
Courtney was so sweet. She got down there and she got her napkins. And Courtney, tell him what you said to her.
Well, she looked at me like with tears in her eyes, and she goes, "Thank you so much," because like I was helping her like clean it up and going to get napkins and asked for them to bring like a mop or something. She looks up at me and she goes, "Thank you so much. I'm just having one of those days." And I looked at her and I go, "There's a special place in hell for women that don't help other women." Exactly. And she goes, "I needed to hear that." And it's true. I mean,
That's so sweet.
I really do believe that, though. I really believe there, and that's a Madeleine Albright quote, that there's a special place in hell for women that don't help out other women. So it's like if you see a woman having a hard day, like,
Help a girl out.
just help a sister out. She's already wearing Uggs.
Smile. Like, isn't it amazing?
For
Like
the
a
record,
smile
Courtney
will
doesn't
help.
like Uggs.
She does
okay?
not.
We wear them and she thinks
I
they're
love
not
my
cute.
Uggs.
They're called Uggs because they're...
Well, and the thing that's so wonderful, about that is when you do that for somebody else, guess what?
They do it for someone else.
But it's even deeper than that. There comes a sense that some little miracle happened for you today.
Yes.
So every day when you put your feet on the floor, think of this phrase. Supposing somebody prayed for an angel and you showed up.
I love that, Susie. I love that because it's such a good reminder of, you know, when you get up in the morning, you're having a bad day or you've been in an argument with your spouse or whatever, and if you can remember that and think, what if I'm the reason, what if I'm going to make somebody else's day today?
What if that was my job description?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really simple things. Like I go to the same Starbucks every morning, and I usually see the same women and the same men. You know, you kind of see the same people every morning.
Yeah.
And there's this one girl that I see her every morning, and you could tell she works in a corporate office and she can't dress real fancy. Well, one day she had on leopard shoes, and you could tell that she was thinking like, I don't know if this firm's going to let me show up in leopard shoes. And I go, great shoes. And she looks at me, she goes, they're not too much. But you could tell that she had thought, like, she was having a panicked moment of, like, do they look good? But just sometimes a compliment to somebody, like, green's a great color on you, or that yellow is beautiful. You never know, like, the battle women are fighting.
I think we don't do that enough. And you know, that leads to the flip side of it, which is all the ugliness that happens on social media and all the bashing that usually comes from women towards other women. And I don't really get that. Because
it's
honestly,
easier to do behind a computer
From your
or behind
parents'
a
face.
phone
Yes, but-
than it is to somebody's face. And that's where the meanness comes out.
I have a word for it, or a phrase. I call it Twitter balls. Can I say that?
How about
You just get bold when you're anonymous, but is that on the list? I don't know. But yeah, I just always tell people to smile. You never know what a smile is going to do. There have been days at my law office when I walk down the hall and no one is smiling, and I literally want to pack up my bag and leave.
Doesn't it make you mad, though, when you're in a bad mood and somebody goes, smile?
Yes.
Like I told Lisa, every day when I exit the tollway at Oakland to go home, there is a homeless man that stands there, and he's been standing there for 4 months. Same guy every day, and he'll wave and then go, and I'm like.
That's a hard job.
Well,
too.
coming up next, the Oscars are happening this Sunday afternoon,
Yes.
and we have got our movie expert, Mr. Gary Cogill. He is in the house giving us his top picks for the Oscars that are happening this Sunday. Stay tuned. You don't